Hey guys, welcome to Picksburgh. This is Anthony, and you're joining us today in the mid-morning break room. With me, I have a panel of really awesome guys. We get together every morning. We talk reselling, we talk life, and we love to talk with you guys in the chat. So make sure you're active today. Make sure you're commenting because we want to make sure that you're in the break room with us. We don't want to be in here alone. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the far left of my screen and introduce Craig, the Landshark picker.
Hey everybody, like you said, my name is Craig. My channel is the Landshark Picker, not the. It's just Landshark Picker, no the involved. Although I'm the only one. Just kidding. Still on eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace. See, I did good. Didn't say anything.
Yeah.
The first day. eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, source at auctions, garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, all the typical locations, as well as Facebook Marketplace. So appreciate everybody coming in.
Cool. And then I'll introduce my man, Nascarman 3345, Derek. He's here as well.
Hi guys, hello everybody. This is Nascarman 3345, like Anthony said. My name's Derek. I'm from New England. I do eBay, Facebook Marketplace, a little bit of offer up and let go, and do a lot of toy shows and flea markets and yard sales. I do a lot of videos. I have an auction that I run on Monday nights, and we do Hot Wheels and Matchbox racing on Friday nights. So tonight is the night for the racing to go on.
Go ahead and welcome a few people, but before I do that, I want to introduce Tommy. He's the Bargain Effect.
Yep, Tommy the Bargain Effect. My two main platforms are Mercari and eBay. I do a little bit on like Marketplace and Craigslist, but two main platforms, Mercari and eBay. Source the same way everybody else does: auctions, rummage sales, flea markets, a little bit of retail arbitrage. And on my channel, we're going to be doing, me and Derek Nascarman are going to be doing a virtual flea market shopping for y'all. If you're interested, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. We'll have some details on that tomorrow morning.
That's going to be so cool. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I hope it goes well. I know y'all are trialing it for the first time. See how it goes. I hope it goes well. I think it'd be really neat.
Gotta give it a trial run and see what the interest levels are.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. A lot of other people seem to think it's pretty cool. So
hopefully y'all thought a little bit more about the fee structure and how you're going to handle that.
Yeah, we got it because everybody yesterday in the afternoon show we dedicated yesterday's resellers coast to coast to the understanding of what we needed to do. So we're doing a 10% buyer's premium, and nothing more than that can fit into a 12 by 12 by 12 box.
Well, that'll be cool.
Yeah, unless you want to pay up. I mean, I'll freight ship something if somebody wants to pay up for the hassle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll be neat. I think I hope you can get a good following. I think it'll be really fun to follow, and maybe it'll open up some doors for people to see things that they normally wouldn't see, either from a collector's perspective or a reselling perspective, or whatever. I think it's a great idea.
Yep, for sure.
Let's say hey to some people if you want to.
Yep, that's what I was just going to say. I want to say hi to Kelly, Hip Flippin' Mama. You were the first one in here. Thank you so much for being here. We got Eric Bischoff, WWE, WCW personality. I don't know if that's the actual Eric Bischoff, but it'd be pretty cool if it was. Either way. Let's see. We got Mark from Going Twice. Guys, if you haven't seen his channel, he is a local Pittsburgh reseller. He and I have actually done a collab at the Goodwill bins. This guy knows his stuff. Like, I actually learned a lot of good stuff from him just by going to the bins with him. So I will actually drop his link here once I'm done saying hello to everybody. But he's a good dude. You want to check him out. We got Rump Stump Reseller. Thank you so much for being here. You are amazing. I'm glad to see you here again. Ciosa Sales, thank you for being here. We have Mary McQuain. Good morning to you. We have Donatella. Thank you so much for being here. Donatella has some really cool videos too, guys.
Yeah.
And she's done some collabs with Derek as well, so you want to check those out. We got Lisa C. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. We got Rebecca Cruters in the house. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? And we got Kelly, the Ecom Mom Ward. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it very much. And I actually want to hand out a few more wrenches just because I've seen some of you guys here a while. So, Mark, twice, you have been wrenched here. And I'm going to actually give one to Lisa C, too, because I see you here all the time, and you've just been an awesome person in the chat. So you have also been wrenched, Lisa C.
I think that brings up a good point. You know, I definitely appreciate everybody that's watching, but we've had a lot of people that have come on every morning, and we really appreciate that, because without anybody watching, we'd just be up here talking to each other on camera, and we might as well be in a private hangout, you know, and I really appreciate it. For a show like this to be successful, it takes regular people showing up, and I know we've got a lot of people in the chat that've been with us every morning that we've done it. We definitely appreciate that.
Yep.
So
I see that Lisa C, she made a good point. She says that she was thinking about the fee structure a little bit on our flea market thing, and because she's an accountant, numbers make sense, and she probably thinks of stuff that we won't think of until it happens. But yeah, she says whatever, like if it's a small item, maybe there should be a minimum, because like if it's a $1, 10% of $1,
yeah,
is it really worth the effort for 10 cents? You know?
Right.
yeah.
Minimum
Yeah,
$5.
that's actually a really good point, Derek.
Yeah, I don't know what
say
that means.
go with like a minimum of $5 then. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what that number should be. It's, you know, it may be something you adjust over time. You know, you figure out, hey, we started at $3, $5, whatever, and it's just not working out. You know,
Right.
And that may discourage people from saying, you know, I want you to pick up that one battery over there. It's 99 cents for me. You know,
Right.
We started at $3, $5, whatever, and it's just not working out. You know,
Every morning, fellas, every morning.
how long do we make it? Battery over there. It's 99 cents for me.
I don't think it's not me.
Oh, that was me. I actually just, I don't know why. I opened up the thing.
2
to
days
pop
in a
out the
row.
chat.
Hey, we made it 6 minutes without a problem.
I know. The weird thing is the first 6 minutes it didn't do it, but the minute I open it up to pop out the chat, it does it.
And that's
Sorry,
what I
guys, it
don't
wouldn't
like.
be a mid-morning breakthrough unless one of us did that. So
I wish you could disable autoplay like that, where you could just click on it and then.
yeah.
Good morning, Treasure Vintage. That is Angie, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is.
It is
correct.
Andy. Yeah. Good morning,
And,
Andy.
Star,
My man, my buddy Mark Pasternak.
and
All
Star
I can think
just
of,
joined. Good morning.
is Pasternak that plays for the Bruins. When I see that name.
What was the when I hear that name? What was the there was a movie on it. The Eagles. The Vince. Was it Papali? Vince
Oh
Papali.
yeah.
What was the movie name?
Name of that now.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about.
Mark, what's his name? Mark Wahlberg played him.
Yeah.
Was it Vince Papali? Was that the name?
Yeah. Papali.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
What the heck is that movie? Anybody in the chat know the name of that movie? Let's see.
Little small town kid that made it.
What's the Mark Wahlberg movie with Vince Papali?
I'm not finding anything for that.
Siri don't even know what it is.
Siri's stupid though.
She is.
Have you ever asked her to beatbox?
No, but I will.
Do it. It's funny. I mean, it's not like crazy funny, but it's my kids always
Invincible.
do it.
It's called Invincible.
That was a good show.
Invincible, yeah. The Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver.
How did this Shamrock Pixie lady get a wrench?
That's me.
Did she pay you off? What happened?
No,
No,
she's
twice he tried out his new GoPro Hero 5 on Wednesday for a thrift haul and just put a video up about 20 minutes ago.
nice. I'll watch that after we get off the live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Actually, Mark, if you want to drop a link to that, man, that way and everybody that's here can check out your video when you're done. That'd be cool.
I'm sure everybody that's been here every morning with us.
I can check it out after the show.
I know everybody that's been with us every morning. This is probably repetitive, but any content creators, and I'm sure I'm speaking for the panel. If y'all disagree, I'm sure you don't. But don't be afraid to drop links or at some point, usually during the show, every morning we said put a number in. It's so everybody can follow everybody, because it's important for the community to support each other.
Yep, absolutely.
What's the plan?
Who said you were awesome? She says I'm awesome. That's how LSB.
Whatever. Did she buy her awesomeness? What does awesomeness cost these days?
Tommy, be careful. You might get put in time out.
What?
$50 out of PayPal.
Yeah. Get back to your cubicle. You need to be working over there. There's work to be done.
Put you in time out.
She had her fire helmet on just a little while ago, so she's trying to put out fires. Tommy, what did you do?
I'm really amazed at how well you've got different rooms that they're so different in design. You've got the dungeon that is medieval, and then you've got this this new century break room. How do you get all that to work together and flow well?
Did you see it? Did you see when I was in Derek's live yesterday? I was in my recording studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I had to take a double take. I'm like, whoa, Tommy's upgraded here. What's going on? That was cool.
We live in a mini mansion. There we go.
Oh, cool.
It's got a little mid-century, a little new age.
It's almost like when you watch Harry Potter and they set up that tent. It's only a small little 2-man tent, but when you walk in it's a 27 rooms.
Guys, when you get a chance, both Mark and I dropped a link in the chat. After this live stream, you want to go check out his new video, and if you would, sub to his channel. He's at 154 right now. We're trying to get him bumped up because he's a great content creator, and I would just love to see him have more subs. So if you would, go ahead and show him a little bit of love.
Yep. Yeah, I jumped over there as soon as he posted about doing a video with the new GoPro. I went over there immediately and subbed. I want to check that out.
Yeah, I'm actually in the market trying to find one of those that he has. I've been looking a little bit on eBay. I decided to sell the GoPro I have because the audio on it is so terrible. I had to do a voiceover over the footage I shot. So I'm just gonna get a newer one.
Which one did you start with? Or the one that you
GoPro
have?
Hero.
Right.
I found it. I got that with a bunch of accessories at a yard sale for $89. So I'm just gonna resell like that and some of the accessories. Like I sold one of the accessories this morning for $30. And
is the Hero the little smaller cube one?
No, this is like an actual. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, I'm sorry. The smaller cube one is the Session, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one I'm reselling.
Nice. I need to find something like that. I should get my first YouTube check, and I think I'm gonna try and. I mean, I won't get enough to be able to get something high end, but start out like some of the ones that you've gotten, Tommy, that you've tried out.
I mean,
we picked up this 8-man Betrayal, and I'm super impressed. I do have a test video on my channel of just with the kids in the backyard and whatever. We got lucky. I found this for $60 shipped brand new, but on Amazon I think they're running like 80.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad.
And it comes with everything you need. It don't have a carrying case, but it's got all the accessories.
Nice. You muted yourself. It must have fallen on something to mute yourself.
Yeah, it's got all the straps. It's got the hat clips. It's got the chest strap. It all comes with it.
That's not bad.
I mean, I think
It's got a battery runtime of about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
I think that's longer than the GoPro. The GoPros don't last that long, do they?
No.
And it does 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080 at 60 or slow-mo at 120, and 720 at like 240 frames per second or something. Wow. So I mean, it's pretty crispy. The audio is good. The colors are bright. I'm real impressed. I don't even have an interest in upgrading to like a GoPro because I'm that satisfied with it.
Yeah, if you're getting good performance out of it, why? Other than to say, hey, I got a GoPro versus I've got it.
Right, exactly.
And the stability on it is excellent. I mean, I kind of jogged with it. I walked with it, and it's real smooth. There's not that where you're gonna get motion sickness.
So the stabilization was pretty good.
Yeah. I guess I got a test video over there. You can check it out. It's real short. It's like, I don't know, maybe a minute long, minute and a half.
Yeah.
A little bit of that. The fishing was done on that Vivitar I grabbed.
Oh, was it? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I did a little bit of it because I'm having problems with the battery that came with it. It blew out a little bit, so it's a little puffy. So I'm gonna have to get a new battery for it. But I used the extension and ran it off that through the charging port, and that helped.
Right.
But it came out pretty good. I mean,
Ciosa has a question. She needs some help. She has 2 boxes going to Amazon. She did the Excel sheet, but she can't get it to upload. Has anyone had the issue? Workaround? She wants to delete the order, or she doesn't want to delete the order. I don't do Amazon currently, so I don't know. Did any of you guys know?
I do Amazon, but I don't use the Excel spreadsheet to upload. I'm not processing just hundreds and hundreds of items. I sell primarily books on Amazon. So I just scan one item at a time and drop it in. I don't mind helping you try and figure it out. Are you getting an error message? What's it doing? And also Bluegrass Thrift. Welcome in. Good morning.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought you use Inventory Labs, and you just use that when you put everything in, and that prints out for you that way.
Yeah. You can. Inventory Labs is one of the options for inventory management with Amazon. I always just got a monthly fee.
Right. Instead of using an Excel sheet, that's the easiest way. I'd pay a little bit of the extra money to do that. So you know exactly what's in the right boxes, because you know how they love shipping things to different factories. It's so crazy how they do that.
It does nothing, acts like it's uploading, but nothing. Usually when you try and upload a file in the browser, down in the bottom left-hand corner of your browser, you get like a percentage. It'll count up, like a progress meter. It'll show you a certain percent. Is it doing that?
Looks like Mark Going Twice has a solution there too. He says he just did a 2-box order yesterday. He said just choose to use the spreadsheet format and not the Excel.
Yeah, I don't think we have anybody that's a huge Amazon seller. I had 40 or so books up at a time. But their seller support is very good. You can get to them through the seller app on your phone. I think on the bottom left-hand side of the app, you scroll down in the menu and there's a contact seller support. And even if they'll
go through text too. They'll do it right through the computer too. Text when they can talk to you right through. They can talk to you right through it.
Yeah. And it may be, I don't know if it's just because if you're uploading a file like that, it's got to be in a certain format for it to recognize it.
I have two things for the chat. 2 questions. The first one is, how do you guys like my lighting? I finally set up one of my lights down here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like an umbrella light. I had one of those desk lamps with like the curly head on it, and a friend of mine messaged me like, "Hey, I'm looking for a desk lamp. Can you get me one?" So I was like, "Dang, I'll just sell mine and set up my lights finally." So I got that going. So I don't know if that makes a big difference for you guys as far as lighting and quality of video down in the basement. But the other thing is the topic I made for the video is, what's your motivation for reselling? I think that'd be a really cool thing to kind of talk about, like what got you into it, what keeps you motivated to keep doing it, what makes you get out there and grind, that type of thing. So you guys want to share any of that? I'd love to kind of just open up the floor to that.
Sure.
You guys want to kind of kick us off with what motivates you to do this?
Before we get into that though, Fish and Pickin' just joined. Welcome in. I don't think we said hey to them.
Fish and Pickin'? Star City Pickers here.
Yep. Good morning. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the flow there. Just want to make sure. Guys, that's just one thing we want to do. We want to make sure we say hey to everybody when you come in. It's one of the things we've made a conscious decision to do.
Yep.
Just let everybody feel like they're, like Anthony said at the beginning, makes you feel like you're part of the group and you're here sitting in the break room with us. So if we stop the flow and say hey to somebody, that's why we're doing it.
Yeah. And your vintage electronics. Miss Dawn is in the house. 2 hip chicks.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Well,
motivation.
I would say I do a lot of the motivates me is to get me out to get out and do stuff, so I'm not sitting at home doing nothing. That's why I do this, and to help with a little bit of extra money to get a couple of bills paid, and it helps. But I can't do a ton. But just what I can do is the best I can.
Right. I started reselling back in the late '90s on eBay, and I've always kind of I did it really hard for about a year, part time, and made really good money. Was parting out laptops, made 10 grand plus gross a month. Was very profitable, and then the market got flooded, kind of like some of the clothing brands. It got really flooded, drove prices down. It probably could have still done it, but it just got tough. Sold onesie twosie things on and off, but really got back into reselling about 2 years ago. Still doing it part time. Lost my job. It was a year ago. It was a year in April. So survival is my motivation at this point. I think I still enjoy it. That whole fear of missing out. Going out and finding that home run. You get an adrenaline rush.
Yep, I absolutely agree. I think that's my biggest motivation is the thrill of the flip. To be able to find something for a couple of dollars, especially if it is one of them excellent flips. I've bought things for $1 and ended up one of my most surprising, I can't say best, but most surprising flips. I bought these little metal things. I wasn't sure what they were. I just knew they were old. And it turned out to be vintage canoe racks for old cars that actually still had the rain gutters and stuff on them, like little rain gutters.
Wow.
And I had them over at the flea market. For $1 for the set, and nobody bought them. And I asked one of my buddies that came in. He's kind of an experienced reseller. And I was like, you know what these are? He's like, no, I have no idea. He's like, go ask the boat guy. He's like, they look like they hold oars or something. I ended up looking them up online. Well, within 24 hours of that point, I sold them on eBay for $250.
Wow.
And they were just old canoe racks. But that's what drives me is the thrill of the flip. Obviously there's a financial gain too that goes with it. But more than it is finance that drives me, it's the thrill of it. And then of course the freedom that comes along with it, not having, you got to put in a lot of work. I mean, I put in more than 40 hours a week. I mean, I could simply go punch a clock and do 40 hours. And then when you punch out, you don't think about it till the next day when you punch in. Bursting with this, you're dealing with messages, questions, offers, 24 hours a day. But if I'm working a 40-hour job and it's hot and it's like, man, we need to take a break from this. Let's go to a water park today. I can't do that if I'm punching the clock.
Right.
It's like I can do that and I can do my work at night,
Yeah. Makes a
So
lot of sense.
that's my motivation.
Yeah, I would say mine really is a lot of you guys know I used to be a professional wrestler, and basically that's left my body disabled. Like, so as far as like getting like a regular job, like I really can't sit, stand, walk, any of those things for too long without like the pain really killing me. So, I mean, I can get around and do a bunch of normal stuff, but for me, it's being able to just, make income for the household and, kind of just work for myself and feel like, doing something positive with myself, because I don't want to just be one of them people that, just sit around and collect a check every month. I want to be able to work for what I get. And ever since our church closed a little over a year ago, I just kind of reverted back into reselling because it's what I know how to do. And it's something that if I'm not feeling good, I don't have to do it that day. And I can rest whenever I want, but then again, I can work whenever I want. You know what I mean? If I'm up at like 4 a.m. and I'm not feeling good, I can just come downstairs and start working, and it takes my mind off things. So that's really my motivation, is to be able to do something productive with my life and be able to provide for, myself and my wife, and, be able to, you know, weekly put some money away for Disney, because my wife's favorite thing is going to Disney. So, you know, she's seeing that reselling's like beginning to pay for vacation and stuff like that as well. And she gets excited about it because she sees that, you know, it's being profitable and it's bringing income into the house, and it makes me feel a whole lot better about myself. So that's really my motivation. But I do see in the chat that a couple people have shared their motivations as well. Looks like Two Hip Chicks. Dawn said that she's been reselling forever. She loves finding old vintage items, exploring their function, and giving them new life. That's a really cool spin on it.
Right. Yeah. I know that you were saying yesterday that you're gonna move everything up because of Ashley's surgery. So have you made that decision? Like I know you said you may want to take a little quick vacation just to get away, and just, I know you don't want to spend a ton of money, but at least have something. Just even you can even source when you're out, you know.
Yeah. So we've moved the Disney trip. I think it's going to be like the last week of January now. Normally we go in September for our anniversary, but we went ahead and moved it back because we don't know how much time she's going to be off for this surgery. So just to make sure we can have the money to do what we want to do. But I think in September she'll still take a week off for our anniversary, and we'll probably just, you know, either go to like the Poconos, or maybe we'll take a little road trip. Maybe I'll come see you, Derek.
That's right, man. We got plenty of stuff up here for you to do, especially in September.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. I know Dina and Ashley, I think they would get along because they're similar. They both work in hospitals, and they've lived that life, so they both can definitely go there. And you and I been hitting some saucing. Oh yeah. And I know Tommy's like, hey, wait a minute. We're gonna find out. We're gonna get over there in September too. What the heck?
Oh yeah, me and Destiny we're already talking about it.
Yeah.
Lisa, see, I'm completely 100% on the same page with you.
Wow.
She's disabled. She has a spine injury. She sells for extra money, the thrill to find, and it keeps her mind off of pain. Here it does.
You got it, Lisa. That's why a lot of us get along that way too.
Yeah,
and I think that's why it's so important to have that feel of community in a lot of these channels. And a lot of them you do. There's some channels where you're just a name number. You know, it's not a personal level, and I'm not going to call anybody out. It is what it is, you know. But that's why we're trying to keep it on the personal level. You know, where you feel welcome, you feel involved, you feel you know, like you're part of the family, because that's really what it is.
That's the cool thing, because I would rather have friends than subscribers, and I really do become friends with a lot of people that subscribe to my channel. Like it's been amazing. You know, it's like the Lord put a whole bunch of people in my life to encourage me all the time, and I'm thankful for that.
One of your wrenches has just come in, Jerry Stalenecker.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jerry? How you doing, man?
I know, and I know Kelly's been saying that she does Tang Sho Do karate, so she's a black belt. So I mean, I give her a lot of credit, you know.
That's what my son takes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Look like Eric Bischoff, his motivation is extra retirement funding to be financially independent by 50. That's a great goal.
It is.
That would be awesome, to be financially independent by the time you're 50.
Yeah, see that's a smart Lisa. She says with her doing that stuff, when she has plumbing issues that has to happen, she has that money that can just sit there and go, there you go. You know,
that's amazing.
That's what we're working on now. Next Saturday, I'll be having a yard sale, so I can get new brakes for the wife's car. You know, so it's one of those things where you have to have stuff like that, because just to have that extra little cash.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that's fantastic. It looks like Siosa said her motivation is to be debt free. She's tired of her husband and her having good jobs and feeling broke all the time. I hear you. We feel the same way. You know, it seems like every time we get ahead, something goes wrong with the house or one of our vehicles or whatever. You know what I mean? Life
never fails.
throwing that wrench in your plans, and it's not one of the good blue ones you get on YouTube.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Well, he's saving up for retirement and pay for the extra things. We're talking about like the martial arts tournaments and equipment. Kids are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Something we know because we're looking into adoption and fertilization, that type of stuff. So we don't even have them like physically on the earth yet, and they're already expensive. So I hear you.
Yeah,
sure.
I got the 2 boys, and that one's going into high school and one's going to be graduating. The next this year is really going to be extra hard this year because it's just because of graduation, get confirmation. It's just.
But we're doing the 2 together, though.
I know, but it's still. I mean,
I know.
It only gets worse after that.
yeah.
Gee, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fishing and Chicken has a question for us. He says, how did your spouse and family think of reselling when you first started? Like, what did they think of it? Anyone want to go first on that answer?
Well, with being living in the apartment, and when I lived in a 3-bedroom house, I had a double garage, and literally one side of the garage was my workshop for doing paint, die cast, and all my yard sale stuff and flea markets and eBay stuff. And she's like, all right, once it starts hitting the inside of the house, we got to start doing stuff. She goes, she was happy because there was money coming in, but with the stuff piling up, she wasn't too happy about that.
Yeah. I think that's a common thing because I'm in the same boat. My wife's always been supportive. Even when I was doing it part-time, I was very lucky. My last full-time job, I worked right here, sitting right here. I worked from home. And I was able to, I could sit here and answer questions. I could, when things moved into the house, that's not that it became a problem. It just became a little bit different, Yeah,
for sure. That was an issue for me too, because when I first started reselling, I would basically pile stuff up in our living room and our dining room, and she was not having that at all. That's why I ended up moving down to the basement because I didn't really want to be in the basement because it's not a finished basement and all that, but I didn't really have a choice if I wanted to remain in this house. Go somewhere.
That was a smart choice.
As far as me doing this for work, she was supportive with it because she knew that I've always had that hustler mentality. So, I have a way of taking inanimate objects that seem to have no value and making money off of them. So, she was very supportive in that regard.
I mean, my wife's happy now because look what's the back. It's gone.
Our apartment's finally coming back to normal. It's a freaking miracle.
And that's a nice thing. You got your wife right there, so she can tell us how she feels about it.
Exactly. Yep.
Let's put it this way. It got so bad, I almost packed my bags and almost went to my mother's.
Uh-oh.
Because I was so done.
Yep. She wasn't happy.
Yeah. You got to keep NASCAR woman happy.
In my situation, Destiny, Shamrock Pixie, she's always been supportive from day one, but she met me as a hustler. That's all I did.
Mm-hmm.
I was hustling. And but there's times where I felt like throwing my hands up and saying, forget it. It's just not, it's taking too much. There's too many things that are coming up that are prohibiting the growth of what I want to do. I'm just get rid of it all, send it to this thrift store. I'm going to go get a job. And she was the one that said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Do this. You can do it. And has stopped me more than once from giving it up.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't talk about in this community, in this business is it's not all rainbows and unicorns, No, it's not always easy. It's not that you always find that home run. It's not that you're always shipping out 10 or 12 items with $800 worth of profit,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's easy to get to that point where am I really just spinning my wheels, and getting stuck in that. And it's tough to get out of that funk.
It is, especially like all of you were saying, when you feel like you're starting to get ahead and then all of a sudden there's something that just happens, and knocks you backwards. And it's like, man, is it really worth all the work? And after you're done with that frustration thought, then obviously we all make the decision. Yeah, it's worth it because we're all still doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's times where it's a struggle in my mind. Is it really worth it? Is this going to go where I want it to go? And with this type of thing, you can't blame. I know there's people out there saying, "Oh, it's not working because of eBay. It's not working because of Goodwill's raising their prices." No, if it's not working, it's because you're not doing something right, and you got to change your format.
Right. And I think that's the key. I think that's the key is being able to adjust, being able to, zig when everybody else zags, being able to, if eBay starts saying that, when we had the big change of going to good till canceled, everybody had to make a change to their business model potentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
When Goodwill prices start creeping up and it's not a good place to source, you got to find somewhere else you can source. You can get better prices.
Well, that's why Tommy and I decided to do what we're going to try tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change
Exactly.
it up.
And I love how it's such an outside of the box type of thing. That's super cool. I love seeing people try new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and it may go great and blow up, and it may fall, but you got to try to diversify things.
I mean, even on a YouTube standard, that might be something that people like. That might be a trend people start. And you could be like on the ground floor of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be with everything else. I mean, if somebody sees that you're successful at it, there's going to be people that fall, and that's good though. I mean, if it helps, because we're all in different areas. So if Anthony, if you go out and you do it at your flea market, and Craig does it at his flea market, and I don't really consider it like competition because we all have different things.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going to find it. It's not like, well, I'm going to find this coffee cup at my flea market, and you're going to find the exact same one, and we're going to cut each other's throat on a price.
Right.
You might occasionally find the same things, but one might be in really bad condition, one might be in perfect condition. You have to do the two.
And if we both find the same thing, hopefully there's more than one buyer that wants it. Because if we're finding something that only one buyer wants, I don't want to find them things. I want to find the things that 10 people want and are going to fight over the price.
That's great. That's a great way of looking at it.
Right.
We've got a question in the chat. Fishing and Picking says, when in a social setting and someone asks what you do for a living, how do you respond? I revert back to my previous career as a mechanical engineer because people don't understand reselling.
I tell them straight out what I do. I have no problem saying what I do. If you're afraid to tell people what you do, then it's either you're not happy with what you're doing, or you're afraid to tell people what you're doing. I just tell them. I bring the camera, and they'd be like, "Oh," and you had it, Tommy, when you watch my videos. Oh, I do my YouTube channel. You're gonna pick up. You might pick up a couple of subscribers while you're there. People might ask you questions, and some of them give you better deals because they know what you're doing. If you're gonna sit there and go, well, what's the camera in your hand for? Well, I used to be a nuclear reactor mechanic, but I just carry this camera around because my grandmother wants to see it.
Right.
Right.
I typically I don't lead with being a reseller. I'll tell them I sell on eBay and Amazon.
Right.
They don't have to know that I'm buying stuff at the yard sale to sell. They don't have to know that. Now, if they ask, I'm gonna be truthful.
Right.
But I don't think that's misleading. I'm a seller. How do they know that I'm not just buying a bunch of stuff wholesale and selling it?
I've been asked many times what I do, and I've answered the same way, and very, very rarely do they question what it is. And I just tell them I'm a product relocation specialist for e-commerce.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I normally just tell people that I own and operate an e-commerce business.
Yeah. And all those answers are very well, respected and truthful in my opinion.
If you say, "Hey, I'm a reseller," people are gonna be like, "What the heck is that?" You know what I mean? Normally, if you just say something that sounds like a job title, they understand. And really, we all own and operate an e-commerce business.
True. Yeah. And I don't think it's misleading.
No, it's not. And you're telling. But when you're sitting there with a camera, that's where they start getting. Sometimes they get a little sketchy, and that's why. Don't worry, the camera's facing down. I'm just showing my people on my YouTube channel that this is what I do. And people are like, "Oh, cool." I've had some people jump up, say, "Hey, I'm on YouTube. Hi," they're happy about it.
And you tell them there's a fee for that, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, send my PayPal $20, and now you're lying.
Going twice is Matt, right?
No, it's Mark.
Mark. I had the M right. He said he's actually had people wanting to see his eBay store. I assume he's talking about when he's outsourcing. But then they contact him and because they see something they want and worked out a deal locally. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's how it is.
Wait, are we on the big R topic again? That relationship topic again?
Yep.
Typically, what I do is I have these in my wallet, so
Right.
you can basically be like, "Here, this is my store. If you want to check anything out."
Yeah,
I'll hand these out. It has all my contact information on it. So I keep it in my wallet just for those specific moments. And
I got
connections that way.
same thing.
I'm working on mine. Yep. The Destiny saying like yesterday, my next door neighbor, I'm helping them clean out their house. And if they have stuff, and I've been throwing stuff online for them, and their son came over and like, "Oh, you're on YouTube?" Oh, and he subbed to me, and he was loving it. And, yeah, his mom came over, and he was like, "Hey," and she's even like, "I'm YouTube famous now." I'm like, but that's it. And when you get people like that, especially him, now that he's getting stuff that they're going to be putting in their house and at their apartment, that kid's going to go to a yard sale with his mom and start looking around and being like, maybe I should videotape this, or maybe I should stop looking at stuff, because this is what the guy that next door that lived next to grandma was doing. How I see it is, especially with our club, with our die class club, if I can grab 3-4 people to enjoy it and like it and let the club grow, that's what you need to do.
For sure.
So
I want to just get to a few more people's comments in the chat, because I think there's some very awesome stories to be told here. Some reseller lost her job just after Thanksgiving and lost free childcare if she were to get another job. So she uses reselling as her motivation of survival for her and her family.
Right.
And I think a lot of people find themselves in that position where, all of a sudden, like I was in that position too, whenever our church closed down, is like, that was my job,
Right.
what I mean? And I needed to do something. So the money I was making was replaced by something else. So that's really good.
Gotcha.
Definitely appreciate that. Eric Bischoff says he puts his reselling into the Lord's hands, and the profits can fund mission trips for himself and others, which is super cool, man. I love to hear stories like that. I've also used some of my money from reselling for stuff like that as well.
that's cool.
Jerry said no Rogers today, and unfortunately, no, I wasn't able to make it to Rogers Flea Market today. Hoping to get back there within the next couple weeks, though. I actually had a couple people that I was wanting to meet out there today, but I just I don't have the time. I have so much stuff that I have to do around here. Plus, there's a bunch of sales going on locally today that I want to get to. Anna Fines, what's up, man? I'm gonna give you a wrench. You've officially been wrenched.
He needs a yellow wrench.
Yeah, he needs a yellow wrench. Yeah,
a yellow wrench.
Yeah, you're right there, Jason. Right, it's Jason. Am I right? I keep on saying "gooping up," Jason. And he's saying that back in the 90s, he would tell people, and they'd look and get a real job. Both of them?
Yeah.
Jared, I want to see your shed, man. Have you made a video of it or anything? He got a shed like Lonnie has.
Yeah, he said that in the chat.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. If you have the room, might as well, Yeah, Dawn. Cool wrench, color wrenches. I said will always be cool, and I think they should have a press your luck, no whammies, and smack the button for trolls. Smack, bang.
It would be cool, when somebody gets banned or something has some kind of little effect, and
Yeah. Boom.
That'd be a great show.
Press your luck. Have you seen the new ones?
No.
It's on tonight. Press Your Luck starts again tonight. And literally, they have them now. They have one where the whammy is on a zip line. He's going, "I'm coming to get your money. I'll be there in a second." It's so cool. Yeah, Destiny wants a green wrench.
Green wrenches. I think your name can be green after you get. Is it 10,000 or 100,000? I think maybe 100,000 subs. You can have people join your channel as a member.
Yes. Yep.
And I think that's when they turn green, and then it's either that may be 10,000. I don't know the exact numbers. Don't hold me to it. But then there's also I think after 100,000, you get like verified. You get the little check mark.
Yeah. They had I know what's his name? Pete had because Adam became one of his moderators, and it turned green. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Gonna go ahead and wrench Dawn to 2 hip chicks.
Dawn's awesome.
We're gonna have a ceremony for those every day.
First comment: fireworks, black hole banning, cheers for new subscribers. He knows.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it would be cool. There's a lot of things they could do. I'm sure they're not trying to get too frilly and all that,
Right.
but it would be neat.
Yeah.
Or have the ability to have little plugins and add-ons that you can enable if you want to. I think that would be
Right,
cool.
exactly.
Yeah, Pete, Craigslist Hunter got a plaque at 100K.
Yeah.
Somebody got an $1 million one. Who was I watching? You get something. Is it a gold one for $1 million?
Yeah, that was Ninja got one from he does Fortnite, but he has one.
My
And
nephews are obsessed with that dude.
what?
Said my nephews are obsessed with him. Ninja.
Yeah, well, he's not as good as he used to be. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that will blow him out of the water now. So
I have a friend whose son is like real big into Fortnite, and I think he's only 14 years old, but he's like played with people like on Ninja's level.
Wow.
yeah, they it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know if anybody uses Pluto.
I never even heard of it. I know it used to be
What
a
is-
planet.
We use Pluto TV.
Yeah, Pluto.
What is it?
It's like Pluto TV. Yeah, you can get movies. You can get
It's a free streaming service.
Oh, really?
yeah, it's amazing. But they have TV channels like Fortnite TV or just all the wrestling, all different types of wrestling. They have a channel for that. I mean, we were watching it the other day, and it's not bad. I mean, you really it's more of a trendy. Like if they have certain channels, just because that's what people are looking at right now, you know. So, yeah, Pluto is like Hulu, but you don't have to pay for Pluto. So,
I'm installing the app right now.
yeah,
We also use one here that we use a lot is Tubi TV.
Tubi. Yeah, that's the other one. I was. Yep.
That's 100% free. They have commercials, but they have, especially if you like a lot of the older like 90s and 80s movies, they have a ton of
And
those.
cartoons, because everything. Oh, you can watch every single episode of G.I. Joe on there. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I like watching the old stuff that was on when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, that's what they did.
On Netflix.
Yeah,
Wow,
Tubi does it, and that's free.
They've got a movie channel over there.
Hmm.
That's cool.
So if
Yeah.
anybody in the chat hasn't yet clicked that subscribe button, around here we like the gray buttons, not the red ones. So if you would go ahead and click subscribe on this video, but also in the there you go, Tommy.
There you go.
Big subscribe
There you
button.
go. Guys.
Help me make that a gray button, not a red one, guys. But also, I have the links to these 3 gentlemen in the description below, and I'm going to actually try to copy and paste them into this chat as well. Make sure you're subscribed to all of us, because this show jumps each day between our 4 channels. So you're going to want to make sure that you guys are following all of us so that you can always be a part of this show, because we love the community that we've built here with you guys.
That's
And
awesome.
every single morning, Monday through Friday right now, we are doing this show. So we want to make sure that you guys are always involved.
Yeah, sure. We'll I think I've already got the one scheduled for Monday. Be back on my channel, and then we'll rotate. We'll figure out a schedule for the rest of the week. Maybe maybe we need to reverse, mix it up a little bit on what order we go in, just to keep everybody, fresh. So you don't have to wait so long to be back on somebody else's channel. We'll just need to figure out a good rotation.
Yeah.
But yeah. Be sure you subscribe to everybody. And on my channel, I know being monetized, I can put it out on my community tab, so it'll be out there for anybody that subscribed there. But also just be sure you subscribe to these other guys for sure.
Yeah, we're trying to get all these other guys past 500, and I'm one of the ones that's a little closer to 1,000, but we're all going to get to 1,000. With your help, we can do that, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Anthony,
Thank you,
Rebecca,
Rebecca.
your links are not good.
I honestly, I copy and pasted the whole thing that Craig had in his thing. So maybe the links didn't.
Yeah. You can't do that because it only takes a partial link.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it grabs the 3 dots like it does on the display, even though
Gotcha.
I almost did the same thing, and Destiny was the one that was like, no, you have to actually go to their pages and grab their full link.
Gotcha.
Or what you can do is, if anybody puts an odd number in, an odd number, not an even number.
all right, 9 is the number.
What's the thing with the odd number? Why's it got to be odd?
Just because.
Because he's odd.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't have to. Just
Yeah. So we just got to do that, and guys, just you put 9 in the chat, and they can go over and hit your 3 buttons, and you can subscribe and put the bell on and like this video, because we're here for you guys. So it's very important that you guys can be with us every day. The chat makes this go. I mean, we're already at 10:55 already. That feels like we just started.
It sure does.
These days, these mornings go by pretty quick.
They really do.
We definitely appreciate everybody jumping in and watching when you do. Y'all want to stop at the top of the hour? Y'all want to go another 15 minutes? What do y'all think?
Cool.
Doesn't matter to me. Chat, what do you want? You guys want us to wrap this up, or you want us around for another 15?
We'll go. Yeah.
There we go.
Type of 300 numbers.
Well, I know. Somebody said to you earlier in the chat that what are you in the nursing home with the AC? The AC's fixed today.
Yes, Blaze here. It got pretty hot. It was in the low 90s here. The house got up to 89. Was the hottest, and it was getting a little warm. But we got.
Thank you, Rebecca.
I got it fixed late yesterday afternoon, which was good.
Looks like everybody wants us to stay another 15. I'm totally cool with that.
If we go another 15, it's $1 an hour, isn't it? Cool, good deal. No problem.
I have no problem with staying, but I am going to take a 2-minute break and go top off my coffee cup then.
Not a problem.
That's why you use a big coffee cup. I think I can fit.
You got a small cup.
I make I think we've got either a 10 or 12 cup coffee maker, and I usually make 6 cups because I can fit 6 cups of coffee in this.
Wow,
Nice.
And usually it's about enough.
Here's a nice thing for me. I have a fridge literally right by my feet.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. There you go.
Yeah, Tommy's union. He has to take his break. It's been, it's almost top of the hour.
Yep. Well, I guess it wouldn't be the break room if somebody didn't take a break.
Exactly.
He's taking a break from the break.
Right, exactly.
I think it was y'all probably always see Melissa W in the chats in a lot of people's place. She gave me a hard time. I don't remember where we were last night or late yesterday afternoon. She kept on joking when she's like, "I'm gonna send you back to the break room if you don't hush." Okay, whatever.
That's awesome.
Well, like I said, I was on a chat yesterday at Pusa Studios.
Right.
I checked them out, and they're like, "Well, you can you promote yourself, keep on promoting yourself in the chat, and on and on and on and on and on." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm 833. I need a little help to get to 1,000." They got somebody to 1,000 yesterday. That was at 950. and it took them like 10, not even 5 minutes to get to 1,000 on their channel. They had almost 200 people in the chat. So I'm like, all right, I got 833. Thank you for letting me come in. Oh, you've been timed out by the moderator, but you've been timed out by the. I'm like sitting there going, this is supposed to be to help, you know, and you time me out.
Yeah. Mr. Sadie jumped in. Welcome, man. Mr. Sadie's got some pretty good content. I don't know if he has a lot, but he's got the handful of videos he has are really good. Y'all go check.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
He's a good guy.
Some of your stuff, Mr. Sadie.
I hope your training videos are working out well. Oh my. Whew. I've got I think I've talked about it a little bit. I do reselling. That's my primary thing, but I do also do a lot of computer consulting.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of smaller projects. I'm converting I've got a fast pitch softball site that I've had for going on 10 years now. I'm moving it over to WordPress. I'm trying to move a bunch of content over for them today.
That's cool.
It's hard to turn down when it's decent paying money.
Yeah, I hear you there. What's up, Marcus?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, go ahead. How's the voting going? Is that finished up yet, or is it still for Aaron?
I don't know, to be honest. Aaron, if your voting is still active, please share your links so everybody can support you.
Please. Aaron is in a competition to have some dental work done. He was military or something, wasn't he?
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the story. I remember being in there that day.
Yeah.
Yep, he's former military.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he popped in on my chat like early, and I'm like, okay. And I didn't understand at first especially when you're doing first couple of lives, and somebody's coming in saying, "Oh, vote for me," and I'm like, "What do we?" There we go. Yeah.
Okay, there's his link, guys. If you would go ahead and vote for Aaron. Also, what's up, Gate City Picker? Glad you're here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. Hope it's going well, Aaron. I know that's something you're really really wanting to get done. I know it's tough.
It is tough. No.
So you guys got anything special going on today once we're done with the stream?
Well, I got to call the guy that I have for my source for the G.I. Joe stuff. I have to see if he brought the box down, so I have to go and pick that up. Then I have to come back, and I'm going to try to help finish it up next door. And they need to be out by Sunday, so there's a lot of stuff still to do in there.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on this website for the softball stuff, and then the free free treadmill I got yesterday is I think they use it for their pet.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dusty, dirty. They're usually a lot of them I pick up are ones that have been in somebody's basement or garage that they're just wanting to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get out there and clean it up, get it listed. I've got 2 of them available, and that's it right now. These things don't sell like lightning fast, like 2 or 3 a day, but if they're working and they're decently priced, I can move them quick.
Yeah, we've sold a couple of treadmills we picked up for free or dirt cheap, and they've sold for good money pretty quick, usually within 24, 48 hours.
Are you selling them?
Union break?
Huh?
Are you putting them on
Union
Facebook?
break?
Do it.
I don't know, you both blended 2 times in a row.
Yep, go ahead.
That was a quick union break.
Oh yeah.
I don't get long breaks for an hour.
Are you selling them on Facebook Marketplace, Tommy, or are you?
Yeah. Yep.
What also, I mean, don't just be on the lookout for treadmills. Ellipticals, which are the ones that have the the arms moving and the step. Those do real well. The thing I move that I usually do make the most money on, there's exercise bikes, which are the ones that sit up like a bicycle. Those don't do as well. They're called a recumbent bike.
The fan ones do though. The Aerodynes.
Aerodyne's good, yeah, but the ones I do the best with is a recumbent bike, which is the one that you have to sit down on.
Yeah.
It's typically used for people that have had surgery.
Right.
Yeah, and your legs are out in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They versus putting a lot of stress on your legs and everything when you're pedaling with the straight up ones, whatever they're called. But
those are nice.
I get 200 plus for those if they're in good shape.
They're good for your back too. They were coming
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're really light. You can throw them up in the back of a pickup, in the back of a van. They're easy to load. I've gotten to the point where I can load and unload any of those 3, a treadmill, elliptical, or a bike out of the back of the truck with no problem.
That's awesome.
Yeah, usually in the front they have wheels, and in the back there it's a solid base.
Yep. Mr. Shady's got a very good point. The motors sell also. They're like I don't know what the horsepower or the amperage is on them, but they're just DC motors. And people, if you go out there and check YouTube for what can I make out of a treadmill motor, there's all kinds of things. People make routers. They make all kinds of things out of them. Rowing machines. I have not ventured into that area. I did pick up one Nordic Track, which is a very good brand. A Nordic Track, the old school wooden looking ski.
The wood skis with the ropes.
It finally sold, but I didn't get much money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had the little pull strings or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. The rowing machines, the real good ones that people like, it's all wood and it has a plastic drum and you put water in it and it's actually water resistant rowing machine.
Wow.
I haven't seen one of those.
Yeah, they're fun because you can when you're rowing, you hear the water swoosh like you're swishing the water around.
Right, that's cool. I've never seen those. I'll check those out. I get them I get all these things at yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, but our thrift stores, and that's something that people typically, just the average person ain't going to come through there. Oh, there's a treadmill at a thrift store. You know, they're not going to go to the thrift store looking for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm that person going to these places looking for those items, you know.
I've picked up a few of the lighter items like that. Like I've picked up some like ab rockers, that kind of stuff that I've flipped. Some of those gaming chairs that are a little bit bigger, I flip locally. But anything like that I can get cheap, I'll pick up. But yeah, Mark knows all kinds of larger items. Like we went to the bins. I'm there looking at all these smalls, and he has like 2 carts full of like huge oversized stuff, and he like blew my profit out of the water.
It's hard to get out of that mindset. When I was selling, when I first started reselling, I was doing it part time. I had my regular full time job, and I was stuck in that mindset of looking for something that just would sell on eBay.
Yeah,
like you're talking about, not smalls, but things that are easy to store, things that aren't going to cost me a ton to ship.
Yep.
When at full time, my eyes kind of open up. Like, wait, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yep.
I'm not picking up the large items I can flip locally. And a lot of that stuff, there's larger margins on, like this exercise equipment. Typically, I make a minimum of $100 profit off of one of those machines, regardless of what it is, minimum.
It's awesome.
Well, here's something that I'm going to put up soon. Next door, it's called a bow blade. It's an exercise piece of equipment, and it looks like a recurve bow, but it's flexible, and you got the exercises. It works on your arms and your wrists and everything. Online on eBay right now, brand new, sold $174. This thing's brand new, never even been touched.
Wow.
It's going up for $150, you know?
All right, who's the singer in the group? Anamora just joined. I'm not a singer. Sorry.
I think Derek serenades her.
Good morning, Anamora. How are you doing today? See? That's it.
Sorry.
That's all you got to do.
She's one of the ones, just like when I see Destiny.
Yeah.
When I see Anamora, when I see Destiny, I in my mind, Todd's voice, D-I-S-T-A-N. Every time. Never fails. With Anamora, I hear Mama singing.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I can't wait. I'm gonna take some pictures of that. I had it out yesterday, and they were like, "What is that thing?" Like, it's an exercise, a piece of equipment. It's like, I think if you do it quick enough, you might even lift yourself off the ground. That's how.
They are pretty cool.
Now, I see Going Twice as he does large items on eBay all the time, uses calculated shipping, so the customer always. And I like larger items. I like oversized items on eBay because I don't feel there's a competition out there because people don't like to pack it, people don't like to ship. But now I'm real curious to see how the shipping cost price going up with this new dimensional weight shipping, how that's going to affect sales on them bigger items.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I think the biggest thing that I typically sell on a regular basis on eBay is like the combo unit. Not that those are huge, not like we're talking big, but that's typically the biggest item. I'm not into the. I've sold one big. I think I talked about it when we first started. One of the oddest things I had sold or shipped was that big ice that was 40, 50 pounds. That's probably one of the biggest things I've shipped. I know Jim and Tara Carey. They're in Wisconsin somewhere. they're moving to Kentucky, but they sell a lot of farm items. They sell a lot of fishing motors and stuff like that. And he's always out building a crate to ship something. If I had that knowledge and the means and the tools and, in the supply of lumber, I would probably get into that. But that's just not something I have access to readily at any good cost.
I would probably do it more if I could lift a lot of the heavier items with my back and hips and stuff. But if it's under 25 pounds, sometimes I'll even ship I was shipping out those arcade cabinets, and those weighed I think 58 pounds. That's probably the heaviest thing I've ever shipped. Largest thing probably too.
And now, when you guys ship those heavier items, who are you shipping through? Are you going through the
I use FedEx.
FedEx.
Yeah, it's much cheaper to go FedEx rather than USPS.
See, that's what sucks for us, because we have 2 post offices in town, but our closest UPS and our closest FedEx is 30 miles away.
Yeah, I think that when I ship that Vice, I've got a UPS store that's local. They do a pack and ship package where they'll pack it for you, insure it. Once if they're packing it, they insure it.
Right.
If anything is a problem, but they packed it, they shipped it. All I did was put it up on the counter and say, I need this to go to this address. Done. Now you pay a little bit extra for them to actually do the packing and shipping.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that though. They have the pretty much guaranteed insurance. If something goes wrong, it's on them. But like I say, we have to. I do next day shipping, so with my luck, I'd sell something every other day, and I'd have to travel 30 miles up to Wisconsin Rapids every other day to ship something out.
Yeah.
I have thought about on the bigger items, maybe only do 3-day shipping on it. That way, at worst case scenario, I don't only have to go twice a week up there.
Bluegrass Thrift gave a great suggestion, and I've used it too. If you have a Walgreens near you, they accept FedEx up to 55 pounds.
Right. Yeah, but they don't pack it. You have to pack it yourself.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's just like taking it to the post office, pretty much. You just drop it off.
Oh, Staples.
They have pickup
Staples does it too, right?
Staples does UPS.
UPS.
On Walgreens, I knew there was a limitation. Is it just weight, or can it be any dimensions?
It's just weight, as far as I know.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
See, that'd be cool, and that'd work for me. But our closest Walgreens is about 2 blocks from our closest FedEx. About 30 miles away.
Right. Eliminate the middleman.
Now, we do have a UPS drop here in town at our Ace Hardware. But what I'm not comfortable with is you have no proof that you took it and dropped it at Ace. It doesn't get scanned till UPS picks it up. So I'm kind of uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Because if it would disappear from the time I drop it off and UPS gets there, I have no proof I took it to Ace.
And I'm sure the people that work there probably know that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying they would, but you never know.
Yep.
I know at Walgreens, I think they've got a little hand, at least when I drop my stuff off at every now and then, if I ship something FedEx, they have a scanner they scan it with, and it gets scanned in immediately at Walgreens, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be comfortable with.
Yeah, they do when you drop it off at Walgreens.
Yeah, they have their own scanner and everything, and they put it right in the back where they need to. So
their pickup times though, because you can get dinged.
Yeah.
We're at the 5-minute warning. If we're going to cut it off at
Sounds good. Any parting words from anyone?
Trying to come up with something different. I don't want to say the same thing every day,
I know.
But I think a lot of things that we've said at the end are very valuable. So we're being, like I said the other day, being repetitive is not a problem. That's the way you learn stuff.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just don't get down on yourself when sales are down, like this season typically is.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not having sales, a lot of sales, you're not having to spend a lot of time shipping. Spend that time that you're not shipping listing items.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'd just again thank everybody for coming in and wish them good luck in their sourcing ventures this weekend. And I'd like to hear on Monday to come back and join us about any of their braggable finds that they come across.
Now, just a question before we all leave. What are we doing on Thursday? Are we going to go live on Thursday because it is 4th of July? Or just to give it a heads up for everybody? So
I say let's take that day off if y'all are cool with that.
I'm fine.
What do y'all think?
I didn't. I honestly didn't even think about it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get many people because they're all gonna be out getting ready for their parties. And so
That's fine. We can take a vacation day.
We had a quick question, and Ken Mo Flips just jumped in. Man, I'm sorry, we're about to wrap things up, but let's grab his question real quick. He says, "Does your feedback number drop? I woke up and it's at 38, and it was at 68. I don't think your feedback can drop. Even if you get negative, it doesn't affect your overall score. I don't think.
Score, right?
You just get a ding, not a ding, but a check in the column of a negative. You just don't get an increase. I don't think it can ever go down. Don't hold me to that, but I don't think it can.
Live in the complex. They're interested in
I don't think so either. Pretty sure that range on like how many people have you talked.
Puts it out.
Right. It'll change your percentage of positive. You show your percentage.
Friends that live local.
Right.
That's awesome, Mr. Stadium. Leaving Sunday for 5 days of poolside and fishing.
Nice. That'll be fun.
I wish I could
That's
a room in that suitcase, man.
right.
It might weigh a little bit more than you're hoping to put on that plane. But yeah, I would just say my parting ways is just get out there and do something. Whatever you do, just do it to the best of your ability. As we speak, I'm planning out. Looks like I got 5 things on the treasure map. I'm going to go do those. I'm going to film some videos for you guys, and I'm going to try to make some money.
Don't try. But don't try. Do it.
Yeah. Just like Yoda says, there is no try, only do.
Only do or do not.
Yeah, to me, it's just going to be, I'm going to make a phone call, see if I can get over there and get that piece, come back. Everything's ready for tonight. I think my son's finishing up the bracket now and go over next door, help them out for a little while and see what's going on. And then don't forget tonight, guys, big racing again.
Yep. 6 o'clock. And tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I'm doing my live working hangout. If any of you guys want to join, I'll send out a link. But anybody in the chat, if you're into that type of thing and you'd want to join the hangout, just let me know. You can comment on this video with your email address, or down below I have at least I should have my Instagram handle there. I'm going to post it in the chat just in case. You can go ahead and message me on Instagram, and I can send you a link to join us tomorrow too. It's pretty chill. It's just a bunch of resellers hanging out, talking about what we picked up during yard sales and basically just life. So,
what time are you doing that, Anthony?
I'm going to do it 3 o'clock Eastern.
Cool.
Sometimes I have to push it back if I'm out like with community sales, but I don't think there's any community sales going on this weekend, so I should be good to go by 3 o'clock.
Gate Seed Picker's asking about Thursday. So we decided not to do anything on Thursday morning because it was 4th of July and we were going to take a vacation day. So hope everybody has a great 4th of July.
The union won't let me work holidays.
Yep. You get paid double time on that, don't you?
Triple.
So
cool.
All right, guys. Well, awesome. Yeah. Hopefully everybody see everybody tonight at the races. And don't forget, tomorrow, Tommy will be live at a flea market.
That live. What time is it again, Tommy?
I'm gonna try to get over there right around 8:30.
Okay. What time are you? Are you
we're Central time.
Central? Okay.
Yep.
So that's 8:30 Central. That would be 9:30 Eastern, I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
So guys, check that out. And Monday we'll be back live on Craig's channel, Landshark Picker. So make sure you're subbed to all 4 of us, and we're going to get this thing cracking for you guys every single day of the week, minus the weekends. But we are taking Thursday off for 4th of July, so just keep that in your mind. Guys, take it easy. We appreciate you being here.